What's up guys, it is the T-Ball and I'm back with another video. So today we're going to be going over the Brooklyn Nets versus the Philadelphia 76ers preseason with a quick recap and analysis. So before I start, be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more Brooklyn Nets, Jeremy Lin, and NBA content, as I'll be putting out some great content throughout the rest of this preseason and throughout the regular season as well. And also be sure to check out my vlog video, which I put on my second channel. I went to the game today, so I got a ton of great footage, and I'll leave a link to that video down in the description below. So once again, sorry if I sound funny. I'm still kind of sick, and I kind of lost my voice as well, so sorry about that if my voice does sound a little weird. But with that being said, let's just get straight into it. So this video will be a little bit different than my other recap videos. Really busy right now, but I still wanted to get a recap and analysis out, so I'm not going to be going player by player. I'm just going to give my main thoughts of the game. So my first thought was that I was pretty disappointed with the Nets bench. At the end of the first quarter and in the beginning of the second quarter, Kenny just left the bench in without Russell or Lin, and the bench was just trash. I mean, I really don't know what else I can really say about it. The Sixers went on a 26-1 run, if I'm not mistaken, with the Nets bench in, and Joel Embiid was just murdering, any guy that was put on him, whether it be Quincy Acey, Trevor Booker, Timothy Mozgov. I will say that the refs were giving Embiid some very nice foul calls, as it seemed like even if some of the Nets players just touched him, he would just get 2 free throws automatically. So that was kind of unfair in my opinion. Embiid is, an amazing player. He finished with, I want to say, 24 points today in like 15 minutes, so he was great today. But I do want to say that the refs did give him quite a bit of extra free throws that he may not have really deserved. But the Nets bench overall was pretty brutal, and during that stretch, as I said before, at the end of the first quarter and in the beginning of the second quarter, the Nets could just simply not make a shot. And once the starters came back in, specifically Jeremy Lin and D'Angelo Russell, it was just too much of a hole to dig back out of, and it just seemed like the Sixers had all the momentum going for them, and the Nets were just trying to find their footing. So, it's only a preseason game, so, it really doesn't matter that they lost, but it was pretty disappointing to see the Nets bench put up a pretty bad performance. And hopefully we don't have too many occurrences like today's in the regular season. So, also I wanted to point out that D'Angelo Russell should not be taking 20 shots a game, especially in only 24 minutes per game. I think that was ridiculous. So, actually, you know what? I take it back. I think Russell should take 20 shots per game if he is hitting, 10 to 12 of them. He did hit 9 today, so, he was still somewhat efficient, 45%. But how he took the shots and what shots he's taken has been very questionable, to say the least. His shot selection is very questionable, and you can definitely ask past Laker fans who were watching Russell for the past 2 years. He really does take some bad shots, and, he takes a lot of mid-range twos, which I don't like. That's one of the most inefficient shots in the game, statistically. And it just seems like he takes a lot of contested ones too, so that makes the efficiency of those shots even worse. And I want to see Russell try to, buy into Kenny's system, do more ball movement, and try to pass to the open guy, not necessarily trying to find your own shot. I know Russell will be the main scorer of the team, but that doesn't give him any excuse to take, crazy inefficient shots like pull-up mid-range twos that are contested. He should definitely try to pass more. He has been passing, a good amount, but I do want to see him pass as many times as he could, if he can find the open guy for the easy shot like Jeremy Lin does. Lin was good today as well. He had 14 points on 4-7 shooting. He was, efficient. He did have a couple turnovers and kept getting into foul trouble. He had some pretty bad fouls, especially one against JJ Redick on a jump shot, but overall Lin played very well. He was efficient, and he did try to set up his teammates for open shots, even though he didn't have too many assists today. Is basically because the Nets players really just couldn't hit a shot. So overall, Lin played very well, and Russell, he played well too. But, I just have that criticism of him, and I definitely think if he can just buy into Kenny's system, that all those problems, or at least most of those problems, will go away. And also, I wanted to point out that Jarrett Allen hit a corner 3 at the end of the game. That was pretty sick. It's nice to see Kenny trying to develop the center shot. So hopefully, maybe in a couple years, Allen could really develop a true three-point shot and become, a serious threat from 3 and become a Brook Lopez-like player in the perimeter in a way. Obviously, Allen's a totally different player than Lopez, but if Allen can get that aspect of Lopez's game into his game, the three-point shot, that would definitely be helpful for him. and he's definitely going to be a very, very big offensive threat if he has that 3-point shot to go along with his super crazy athleticism. And also, for my final point, I do want to say I think this was really a wake-up call for the Nets, that they were 3-0 in the preseason, and they were beating, the Knicks by like 20 plus points, the Heat by almost 20 points, and it was, they're slaughtering everyone, but they finally got their wake-up call that, playing against the Knicks, you're going to win like 95% of the time, 99% of the time. Playing against solid teams, potential playoff teams like the Sixers, they're definitely going to give you some trouble. I definitely think they struggled a lot today, mainly because their shot was just simply off. But, I don't want them to be, overconfident. And, it showed today that they're not the best team in the league, obviously. But they still, do have a good shot at the playoffs, in my opinion. But it does show that they still need some work to do. And, overall, I'm not too disappointed with this loss. The Sixers have a pretty solid team with some great young players who may develop quicker or slower than expected. If it is quicker, they could make the playoffs this year. Slower, they could be, potentially a 25 to 30 win team. We'll see what happens with them, but Embiid looked great, but those free throws he got, all those calls were kind of ridiculous in my opinion, but, it is what it is. And yeah, so that's a wrap. Thanks guys for watching. A little bit of a shorter video today. As I said before, super busy, and I, spent a good amount of time editing that video that I put up on my second channel of me going to the Sixers and Nets game today. It was, as I said before, super fun, and even though they lost by a lot, it was just nice to see them in person and actually play. It's a totally different experience going to the game versus watching the game on TV. They're both fine experiences in my opinion. Yeah, but it was fun, something different, and hopefully you guys can go check that out and subscribe to my second channel, as I'll be putting out some more Brooklyn Nets and general NBA vlogs there as well. So once again, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys all have a great one. See you soon for my next video, and for the Nets open practice videos and highlights coming out this Saturday. Peace.